Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Bolts and Grills. It is I, Bolt Indy. This is my new avatar for 2020, or it will be for 2020, and it'll probably continue till 2021. Anyways, as you probably read from the title, I am announcing a new series of projects in order to help, keep my channel going and just so I can still do something to make you guys feel to help you guys pass the time or make you feel good or happy or just something along those lines. So when I was trying to figure out what projects I should do and how to make the video to announce them, I was like, "Oh, if I do all the projects at once, it'll probably be like an hour-long video and everyone will probably lose interest." So, I decided, hey, why don't I just break down on every group of projects into chunk-sized videos? So that way I could basically keep your guys' attention without boring you or basically drowning you in just tons of exposition or something. Sorry. Anyways, the first group of content is going to be centered around lost tapes. Lost Tapes, for those of you who don't know, is basically a found footage horror anthology series that aired on Animal Planet of all places. And it basically features a cast of characters who are targeted by a cryptid or a hidden monster for that episode. And they either die or survive to tell the tale. And there are, of course, these sections about the facts and everything about the cryptid and how it could be scientifically explained and all. But the real part of each episode is basically the monster encounter, or the cryptid encounter. And this show scared the living crap out of me when I was a kid. And it still scares me even as an adult today. I can't even watch the Poltergeist episode because, it's just so terrifying. The Poltergeist is by far the scariest episode of Lost Tapes, at least from my perspective. And so, after watching it, I was like, why aren't there more episodes of the show, or why isn't there so much more content of it? That's when I stumbled onto a channel by the name of, or a YouTuber by the name of Smog the DM. And as it turns out, he's got a lot of content that's based around Lost Tapes, including his favorite episodes, the worst episodes, odes, and the scariest episodes. Heck, he's even made a tribute to Lost Tapes. It's featuring It's Terror Time Again. And along with having a podcast, as with a few of his friends, and it's talking about Lost Tapes. And he even did a kill count, which came out to a total of, you know what? Oh, right. Yeah, I probably shouldn't spoil it for you. Maybe. Anyways, I was like, he inspired me so much that I was like, okay, so Smog the DM's already done a kill count. And he's already done the best, the worst, and the scariest episodes of Lost Tapes, so what is there to cover? Well, it then popped into my head, wait. In a few Lost Tapes episodes, or in all the Lost Tapes episodes, there's always a date mentioned. And I was like, what if I could create a Lost Tapes timeline? Jotting down all the dates featured in each of the episodes and then creating a broad timeline. Just to see just for fun, But then I came up with one other idea for Lost Tapes content, which is basically a good to evil morality scale for all the characters. Like, there would be a good section, a morally gray section, and a bad to evil section. And it would basically I would basically rank each character or based on their personality, their actions, and anything else that could help determine their place on the moral spectrum. And so those are basically my top two. And well, those are the two projects that will be completely Lost Tapes. I'll get back to that in a minute, but I was also considering whether or not, should I collab with Smog the DM on this? Like, I wonder if he would be interested in a good to evil or morality spectrum of Lost Tapes. That's something I'm considering at the moment. Smog the DM, if you're watching this, feel free to let me know what you think. And, okay, so what do I mean by completely Lost Tapes? Well, it's because I have two other ideas, but that are inspired by or associated with Lost Tapes, but aren't exactly Lost Tapes. So they're mostly pulls, by the way. So these pulls would center around both which FNAF animatronic would be the scariest in a found footage horror setting, along with which Grim from Ruby would be the scariest in a found footage horror setting. And both of these are polls that would basically allow you guys, my subs, the viewers, and anyone who checks out my content to basically vote who would be the scariest in a found footage horror setting. Like, for FNAF, would it be like one of the Nightmare animatronics, the Sister Location animatronics? Would it be one of the FNAF 1 animatronics? Onyx. And for Ruby, would it be the Apathy? Would it be the Ursa Major, the Chill, Ill, etc., etc.? And basically, make sure to take into account, like, the atmosphere for that each animatronic brings, like the location that they're in. There's a lot of stuff to think about when trying to choose the scariest for a found footage horror setting. I keep saying Lost. Dang it. Anyways, so what you probably need to at least take into consideration, the location where the creature may be, how exactly that environment could help play into the creature's favor, and the skill sets and abilities that they have can also come in handy. Like, in Five Nights at Freddy's, there are a lot of animatronics with special abilities that could definitely up the ante when it comes to certain horror tricks and scenarios. Like, Golden Freddy can teleport and cause hallucinations. Ballora has a music chime, as a depressing musical chime, and has her eyes closed. Ennard is basically a giant walking pile of wires. And it's almost spider or scorpion-like. And he's also got a clown mask, so chlorophobia. And for the Grim of Ruby, there's basically like the glowing tail of a Deathstalker, or even like the shriek of a Teryx. Basically, you got to make sure that you're at least thorough enough with your considerations to place a... You know what? Sorry, you guys can feel free to basically choose which one is the scariest. That's all you gotta do. Like, basically choose in each poll which one is which character would be or creature would be the scariest in a found footage horror setting. That's basically the premise. And these two polls will be for Five Nights at Freddy's and for Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics and Ruby's Grimm. So you gotta choose at least one creature for each poll. And as for how the results will go, basically there will be anyone who reaches the top 10 and will be featured in the results video. And there will be a few honorable mentions before the top 3. And that's basically all I gotta say for this. I've already got a few dates for the Lost Tapes timeline down from episode 1, season 1 to season 2, episode 10, I think. And the other projects I haven't started yet. But thank you for watching, and stay safe, and I hope to see you all next time. This is Bolt Indie, signing out.